Hello, I'm Tracy Powell with the Midday News. More than 30 people from remote Vanga and Havangi wards in Hinland Binang Helagi of Gazelle district of East New Britain have been equipped with community-based health and first aid skills and knowledge. Participants did a week-long training recently at Vanga. Staff of the East New Britain PNG Red Cross bench facilitated the training. Bench coordinator Stephen Kilalang said CBHFA training is being done across the country for volunteers. Participants are equipped with basic skills of how to assist people during emergencies. The training includes basic first aid to virus injuries, basic life support procedures, fracture management, snake bite, lack of oxygen, and emergency childbirth. Kilanang said the program also teaches cardiopulmonary resuscitation to manually advocate the heart in any point of accident, which is more paramount in any casualty, and also community mapping. 26 families at Gabatu, Section 81 Allotment 26 were evicted on Tuesday from houses they occupied for almost 40 years. The eviction was carried out by police based on court order taken by Decision 200 led by Professor John Naga. Residents claim the court order is illegal and are seeking assistance in legal interpretation of it and related documents to the land title. Community leader Haron Jomis said court documents in his possession highlight that the land portion in question belongs to the National Housing Commission. However, Professor Nanga told this newsroom via phone message that the Supreme Court had reinstated the state lease, which was cancelled in 2012 on grounds of fraud. Affected families want their local MP to also intervene and to look into their case as well.
The disposal to become squatters now. So it's back to the government. If you say that this is a Christian country, that's your call, Marapia, now, to come down. If you're hiding behind curtains of any what, we are voting. We are illegal voters around here. No, we are legal voters here. We are voting. We are blood Papua New Guineans. And we are not only on one side. If you look, you look at Islands, you look at Kerema, you look at Milin Bay, you look at More Central, you look at Wanem. We mix Papua New Guineans. We are stop here. We are walk, we are club text. We are not legal procedure. And that's a very big issue for us. So.
Kamapimlet is proud to announce that 1,400 partnering smallholders in Midday province has obtained an organic certification for vanilla plentifolia and kahatisis. Kamapimlet, together with more than 1,394 farmers from 17 remote villages from Yekmoil and Kokomov, Association in Midday successfully become USNOP originally certified and are in conversion for organic certification for Australia and Europe. To meet the organic certificate requirements, farmers learn to use agriculture technology on mobile phones to map farms and record data for internal control schemes. The organic certificate helps the farmers to access new markets while assuring consumers that their vanilla is produced in line with organic standards, with full traceability assured by sustainable income. The farmers then choose to formally protect their rainforest and conserve their biodiversity. The crocodile attack on a tourist in the Northern Territory is a stark reminder for tourists to the top end. No matter the time of year, you're in shared territory. The victim is recovering in hospital.
The culprit behind the Wongai Falls Croc Attack, at large no more. Captured, euthanised and brought here to Roger Matthews' workshop. It's a process seen as a necessity.
Any animal this size or any animal that goes and attacks someone in a national park is not really good for business, so it's got to be removed straight away.
Tourism operators agree crocs in popular swimming spots is not a good look.
People look at it in a negative way, and of course obviously they don't want to go on a tour where there's a possibility they can be killed by an estuarine crocodile.
The attack serves as an important reminder to remain vigilant, even during the dry season.
This can happen, okay, and it's just a really, really sad, unfortunate incident that it did, especially in our busy tourism season.
You take your life in your own hands if you swim in a creek or a waterway that's not patrolled. Where this fella did bite someone, it is patrolled and it is trapped, and it shows things can get in.
While people in the sector say the rangers do a great job, it might be time to look into more safety measures.
We have technology at our hands today, 24-hour camera surveillance, netting systems, all this to reduce that risk.
This is the unfortunate fate of all crocs found in tourist spots in the Northern Territory. But Roger and his team here make sure their deaths aren't in vain.
We try and utilise every part of the animal, so avoid any wastage.
Skins are sold for handbags or belts, flesh becomes pet food, and even the fat can be turned into soap. The attack victim, who's in a stable condition in hospital, left with a great story to tell.
Yeah, if the poor fella's interested, we'll do the skull up and we'll gift it to him. Have a bit of a memento of the Northern Territory experience.
An experience he's not likely to forget.
Research has shown that nicotine harms fertility in women. Smokers will take twice as long to fall pregnant compared to non-smokers, but it appears the majority of people don't know the risks.
Whether it's reading a book, playing or learning new words. Mother of two, Sarah Lynch, loves her role as a mum.
Watching them grow, just their milestones, yeah, beautiful.
But her journey to become a parent wasn't easy. When she was 33, she turned to IVF to help her conceive. She'd been unable to do so naturally and blamed smoking in her past as one possible reason.
Chemical, no exercise, overweight, age, many factors. Smoking, yes, many.
Researchers found smokers will take twice as long to conceive compared with non-smokers, or will need twice as many rounds of IVF.
Only 1 in 5 people know that if you smoke, you are damaging your fertility.
Smoking causes irreversible egg loss and increases the risk of infertility in both men and women.
If you're lucky enough to get them to fertilise and grow, they often don't produce a pregnancy. And if they do produce a pregnancy, you're 3 times more likely to miscarry.
Vaping has taken off and is now super common among people under the age of 25. But like smoking, a lot of people still don't know about the potential risks to fertility.
Vaping does have some detrimental effect, which we should be very cautious on the use of vaping in young children.
There are calls for tobacco companies to do more to ensure people are aware of the risks. Sarah believes warnings on cigarette packets are a great way to start.
$1 million reward is being offered in the investigation of the execution-style killing. Police believe Jack Richardson was lured to his death the night before he was meant to face a Melbourne court for heroin trafficking.
Street smart and savvy, Jack Richardson was a big man with an even bigger reputation for being able to handle himself. So when he was spotted outside this cake shop in 1984 with 2 men, no one thought anything of it.
But 27 days later, when his body was found more than 100 kilometres away in bushland near Strath Creek, bearing the signs of a gangland-style execution, that all changed. Almost 40 years later, police are hoping for answers.
I'm here this morning to announce a $1 million reward.
In the days before he was murdered, the 49-year-old was set to face the county court after accidentally torpedoing his own heroin trafficking plans. He vouched for an undercover police officer who was brought into the high-level drug syndicate, which was linked to the notorious Painters and Dockers Union. A day before the trial, where that same officer was due to give evidence, Jack Richardson was slain, and police believe he knew and trusted his killers.
At the time he was seen with them, they appeared very relaxed. They appeared comfortable in each other's company, which makes us feel that obviously Jack knew them and was comfortable to be with them.
The passage of time makes cases like these harder to solve. The trail goes cold and memories fade. The detectives are hoping that in this case, time will be on their side, and that's because the influence of the fearsome Painters and Dockers Union has waned.
Now in sports, Rugby League in Papua New Guinea has taken another major step forward with the creation of the first ever academic for elite junior players. The most talented 14 to 16-year-old players in the country will now receive the best possible coaching, monitoring and off-field support as part of the PNG's bid to become the next NRL club. Andrew Hill, PNG NRL bid CEO, stated that the program will launch in Port Moresby on Monday, 17 July, with a view towards becoming a national program in the coming years, with 74 players initially identified from over 16 schools in the National Capital District. All players will receive specialist coaching with a focus on enhancing players' technical skills and decision-making abilities. Hill said the academic will also provide another important building block in the overall structure of the rugby league in the country. SPPNG Antas rookie fullback winger Matthew Jesse has become a challenging 4 months on the sideline due to multiple niggling injuries. However, he remains positive of a call-up through, with only 4 rounds of the 2023 Aus Plus Cup season left before the finals. Since making his debut last year, Jesse has played a handful of games at fullback and wing position with his AFL background.
23-year-old Matthew Jesse of East New Britain and Morobe was brought up in Mount Hagen, Western Highlands Province, where he started his football career. After a stellar season with Jiwaka franchise Wagi Tumbe and making his grand final debut in 2021, Jesse got called up to the Hunters training squad, a dream come true for young Jesse to have made the final cut. Growing up in Mount Hagen, where AFL is also popular, Jesse was fascinated with Aussie rules. He played both AFL and rugby league with great passion, and he excelled. At 16 years of age, Jesse made the PNG Under-16 AFL squad to tour Australia for the South Pacific Nations Under-16 Championships in Queensland. Later, he returned to rugby league, where he made the PNG Junior Kumuls in 2016 and 2017 through the school's pathway systems.
Career started back in Hagen, play AFL again, and me Richardson now me switch code come rugby. Yeah, through the pathway school boys play card now become a
Jesse said playing AFL contributed to his development and progress in his skills in catching, passing and kicking, even running game as well.
Represent the PNG law, South Pacific Nations, down law, state championship down below Queensland. Yeah, 2016. Junior Slow Rugby League, 2016 and 17. Junior Kumuls, yeah.
Jesse said making the Hunters again this year was not a fluke, rather it was earned on merit. However, a hamstring injury during training has kept him on the sideline for some time. It is frustrating at times, but Jesse remains optimistic.
Helping a lot. Season career belum kamu sekarang big helping strat. Starting playing AFL and then switch code is like making more easier. Kicking and passing, of course, running too. all skills component to make it easier. Yeah, the thing keep me motivated more. So I'm still sideline watch extra efforts like boys also put the effort after effort. That's one thing that's keeping me going. Like how much boys to make I also play. Yeah.
Jesse said while playing rugby league, he aspires to be a lawyer one day. That is his lifetime goal.
To school. See, we already start finished, but then due to some of the ups and downs now at the personal life, we just really stars. Because the next year, I want to be a lawyer, so yeah, look forward to going to school.
Salome Vincent, TVWAN Sports.
This ends the midday news. Join us for more at 6.